Good morning children, chapter 14 statistics. Last class we have seen that the representation of the data by the tables. But now we have to see the another way of representation of the data, that is a graphical representation. It is well said that one picture is better than the 1,000 words. So we can see the graphical representation, and by using the graphical representation, comparison, analysis, in drawing the conclusions, everything is more easy compared to the data. So how many ways of graphical representation are there? The three ways: the bar graphs, histograms, and frequency polygon. But in histograms, two different things are there. That one is the group width, class width is same, that is uniform width, and of varying width. While doing the problems, you can understand more about this one. So first let us see about bar graphs. Draw a bar graph of the following data. The product A, B, C, D, E, F. Number of consumers 152, 136, 180, 165, 126, 152. Now here six type of categories are there. Based on that we can see that six bars are there. So here bar graph, what is the important thing? That means in between the bars, what is the equal spacing you are giving, that only we have to see in everywhere. See that between the bars we can see the gaps, that is equal only. And here the children will do the error here only. Here they will take 2 centimeter, and in between after the bars they will go for 1 centimeter. That is wrong only. Everywhere you have to keep the same width. If it is 1 centimeter here also 1 centimeter, and 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, like that. Number of bars are less, so you want to go for 2 centimeter, means everywhere 2 centimeter gap you should see. That is the important thing. Now what is the height of the bar shows? The height of the bar shows the number of consumers according to the question. That is called the frequency. So the product A is having how many consumers? 152. Since I have taken the scale on the y-axis 20, 40, 60, like that, so the middle line it is 140, means this middle line 5 unit after 5 unit 150. So 152 means a little more. Like that we have to complete all the bars. Here nothing more I want to explain for a bar graph, because we have already studied in the lower classes many times. So where children will do error, that I'll explain. Here labeling the graph should be there, that is a product, and here number of consumers, that we should add, and here that is called the label or headings. Now axis names to be written, don't forget that also, x-axis and y-axis. Now y-axis scales to be there, so scale on y-axis 1 unit equal to, this particular question it is 20 consumers, so 1 unit equal to 20 consumer. These are the points you should, this design don't put, this is for showing that I have made in between the graphs equal spacing is there. So what is meant by a bar graph? It is a pictorial representation of the data in which rectangular bars of uniform width are drawn with equal spacing between them on one axis, that is x-axis, depicting the variable. The values of the variables are shown on the other axis, that is y-axis, and the heights of the bars depend upon the value of the variable, that means frequency. So here the word which is equal spacing between them, and it is depending upon the value of the variable. These are the two important points we have to remember. So once again, pictorial representation of the data with rectangular bars of uniform width are drawn with the equal spacing between them on x-axis. The value of the variable are shown on the other axis, and the height will be depending upon this value of the variable. Now the interpretation of the graph, that means, or reading the graph, we can say the graph will be given there and some questions will be asked. Since it is a bar graph, it is easy to say also, observe the graph and answer the following questions. What is the total strength of the 7th class? Usually after seeing the graph you must understand, check that what is given in the question. Say 7th A, 7th B, 7th C, 7th D is given, and here number of students are there. That means what is this? Shows that how many students are there in each section of 7th class, that is given here. What is the total strength of the 7th class? That is the sub question is asked here. That means here we can add, it is equal to strength of the 7th class equal to 40 plus 45 plus 35 plus 40. It's equal to 160 students. Now which division is having the highest number of the students? So here, which is the highest bar here? So 45. Which section it is? 7th B. 7th B is having highest number of students. Equal to 45. So just two simple questions only I had given, because bar graph, reading the bar graph, drawing the bar graph already you know very well. So just learn it, because first step is for bar graph only. Let us see the example for histogram. Construct a histogram for the following data. Monthly school fee in rupees 30 to 60, 60 to 90, 90 to 120, like that. Last class interval is 210 to 240. Number of schools 6, 12, 14, 18, 10, 9, 4. Now using this one we have to draw a histogram, means bar only, but bars only. But what is the problem here? It is a continuous, there is no gap. 30 to 60, 60 to 90, 90 to 120, like that. Now we have to see the histogram. Now what is the class interval? We got 0 is there, that is origin. 30 to 60, 60 to 90, 90 to 120. Some children will write here, when we are doing the graph, they will write here 30 to 60, 60 to 90. No need of writing like this. This is not required. You should write here, the first one is 30, the second one is 60, then third one is 90, then 120, 150, like that. 30 to 60, what is the height? 6. So we have taken 6 as the height. Again there only continuing 60 to 90, what is the height? 12 to be drawn, right? So the first we have to keep like this, and we have to complete the 6, 4, 30. We will complete the first bar, right? Now what is the next part? 60 to 90, that means what is the height? 12 up to here. Now 90, on 90 we have to keep and complete the second bar, right? Like this we have to complete each bar, and since it is a continuous class interval, you can see that there is no gap. Again the same rule, monthly salary in monthly fees, not salary, it is fees only. Monthly fees in rupees, and here number of schools. Now here what happens, bar graph you can see only the scale for y-axis, but in histogram you can see that both the axes are having the scale, and also x-axis, y-axis to be named. So these are the things you have to remember while doing the graph. And here if it is a which one histogram, there is no gaps between the bars. I think you understood now how the histogram to be drawn. Draw the histogram for the given data. Class marks 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200. Frequency 8, 10, 25, 12, 7, 3. Here there is a problem, because it is not a class interval. It is given as a class mark, that means midpoint of the class interval. So we should convert into a class interval first. So what we have to see, that we have to see the difference of these two continuous class intervals, 150 and 160. What is the difference? 2, isn't it? 10 is the difference. 10 divided by 2, what is the answer? 5. That 5 should be added to this 150 to get the upper limit, and subtract from the 150 to get the lower limit. So when the class mark is given, what is the point you have to remember? We have to get the class interval. Now how to get the class interval? Let us see that one once again. So we need class interval and frequency. Frequency there is no change, as it is same only, we'll write it. Now what is the next step? Here I'll do the roughly. What is the class interval? Class mark we got 150, 160. So the difference to be taken, what is the difference between these two? It is 10. 10 divided by 2, that is 5. So actually they had given the 150 as the class mark. So for getting the upper limit, 150 plus 5, getting the lower limit, 150 150 minus 5. That means 145, then 155. Similarly, 160 is given the second one. So 165 and here 155. Got now? These are the two lower limit and these are the two upper limit. Similarly, you can calculate the remaining one. So what we should do? Continuous consecutive class marks difference to be taken and divided by 2. That should be added to the upper limit, added for getting upper limit and subtracted for getting the lower limit from the class mark. So your class intervals will be 145, 155, then 155 to 165, 165 to 175, again 175 to 185, 185 to 195, 195 to 205. Frequency there is no change. Now what we got here? Continuous class interval we got to see that 155 is the upper limit, next lower limit. 165 is the upper limit, next lower limit. Like that we got the class interval. There is no break is there. So what is the next point? We can draw the histogram. So continuous class interval is required, then only we can draw the histogram. And moreover what we got here, the class width is same. So while showing the first step, means how many type of the graphical representation is there, we have learned that one is bar graph, that is already over. Second is histogram with the uniform width and varying width. So here uniform width means each class width is same. What is the width here? It is 10 only. Again 155 minus 145. Similarly 165 minus 155 till the end. If you check, we can see that it is 10 only. Nowhere it changes. So class width is same. That means uniform class width is there. And here we are getting in this way. They see that the space, it is also 10 only. Here also 10. Here also 10. Like that we are getting. So we got the, which one? We got the histogram. We can draw that. First point is the graph, that as usual bar graph x and y axis to be drawn. Next we have to take the class mark. Here class interval we have used. First it was a class mark only. Here marks is the criteria, or we can write a class interval directly. Now we have taken that 135, 145, 155, 165, 175 like that. So up to 135 we cannot show the readings. So what we have to do? We have to put a kink mark on the x-axis. So we can we are showing the kink means up to 135 whatever readings are there, that we are unable to show here. Now leave one scale, one centimeter, then we can start the graph whichever is required. Our class interval is 145 to 155, then 155 to 165, again 165 to 175, again 170 to 185, 195 to 205. So this is the class interval, and correspondingly you can see the height. It is 8 only for the first one, next one it is 10, then the next it is 25, then again what is the height for this one? It is 12, and again it is 7, then you can see that the last one is 3. So here we have drawn for the histogram for uniform width. So here also I have to write the scale here. Scale, both the axes are there. So x-axis, what I should write? 1 centimeter equal to, nothing is mentioned. We can write that 10 unit or 10 centimeter. Y-axis equal to, it's a frequency, so 1 unit equal to, if it is a students means 2 students, we should write if it is a fees means we should write a fees only. So nothing is mentioned, 2 number only, we can write 2 numbers. So both the scale should be written correctly. If it is for x-axis and y-axis, we should write. Again I have to say that this is a histogram with the uniform width of class interval.